a bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I got a line. I'ma call up the whole team.
Hey, what's up, guys? Team Hard Life, Captain Albert Zertucci here. All right, so I wanted to kind of look back on why I'm doing what I'm doing. One of the things that really got me into the YouTube deal was our shot at finding another source of income. You know, it's something that we've always done. We've donated fishing trips and stuff like that. So originally it was with Facebook, and I normally stayed away from Facebook just because I always heard the horror stories of, you know, just people getting in trouble left and right. And for me, I was like, you know, I just don't need the drama in my life kind of deal. Now, it had gotten to the point that being on Facebook, it really wasn't helping my business at all. I mean, it was, okay, I could put in, you know, some knowledge and help some people out and stuff like that. But when you got so many people with so many ways of doing their way and stuff like that, it just, you know, it's kind of like speaking to the wall. You know, you're trying to help people out, and me knowing where I've been and what I've done and where I'm going was one of the things I always wanted to concentrate on, was helping those who are willing to have an open mind and are willing to learn some knowledge. So that was one of the main reasons why I was blessed to meet somebody who was willing to take the time to introduce me to YouTube and get me to be more proficient at putting out videos, editing, and what kind of content I needed to be able to move forward in my career. So at the same time too, it was giving me another avenue or platform to be able to have a closed or open up another way of meeting a lot more people and getting my knowledge out there. Because when you come into my shop, I've got a closed audience right there. It's you, me, and however many people are with you when I go through whatever we're going through. So it's not tying, you know, I'm teaching you the technique and telling you, and or, you know, just telling some kind of fishing story or hearing a fishing story from you of what happened, or, you know, stuff like that. You know, it's just, there's so much that happens in a tackle shop that I truly wanted to get this out there. Because what a lot of people don't realize is, you know, when people open up a business and or are trying to do something like that, you know, they're doing it for many reasons. One is, you know, they've gotten to the point that they figured out they can make money off of it. Two is learning how to pull away from whatever business they're currently doing or working a job and concentrating on, you know, pushing their business forward. So for me, it gotten to the point that when I was trying to help people on Facebook and or sharing the knowledge and stuff like that, it got to the point that I kept getting blocked. And it was by guys who were reporting my content or my posts, or just reporting me because I was answering these questions and or promoting my gear and stuff like that, because these were the questions they were asking, you know, what could they use and this and that. So I would throw a link into my Facebook. Well, everybody that's in the fishing industry now, or working out of their house and working out of the garage, or, you know, coming together to make their own business, you know, I give them kudos for it, because, you know, that's the hardest thing to do, is to create your own business off your own knowledge and make it work. The bad thing is there's so many people out there that just have nothing better to do but to sit there and make life miserable for others. They get some kind of happy joy off of being negative in somebody else's life. And, you know, and that's what really sucks, is because a lot of these guys are trying to feed their families with whatever income they're trying to make and stuff like that. And I can see a lot of their points. You know, how is he going to make fishing tackle for me if he's nowhere near in the fishing career or has done anything with his life? He just heard he can make leaders, so he jumps into it. You know, and I can understand that point, but at the same time too, somebody that's been doing it for so long and it naturally grew itself because it's strictly word of mouth, that tends to grow pretty quick. And, you know, I have a lot of respect for it. I'll look at other people's gear all the time and just see what they're about, and, you know, just see how they're building them, you know, and just checking off little things. It's, you know, I admire other people's fishing gear just because I'm a fisherman. I like looking at other fishing tackle. Any store I go to, I'm going to go through it, even though I've seen a million times. I'll still look at those same hooks, the same leaders, same this, and it's just because it's there. You know, that's my eye candy. That's what I like to look at. But in growing a business, you know, it's extremely hard, especially when you're putting stuff up on the shelf and you're paying out of pocket, and or you're dealing with companies that are helping you out by putting it on the shelf for you. They're taking a chance at, you know, putting the gear out on their own dime. And, you know, all these companies that are coming together to make a profit where you're making a profit, that helps each other out. Businesses that work together, that send each other business, work out. You know what I mean? Now, if you got guys that are just sitting there just being negative and, you know, finding every way, shape, or form to pull down your business just because they feel you're a threat, you know what? You might need to change your game. That's all I got to say. Because, like I said, I do business with a lot of the customers here or the other tackle shops in Corpus. If I don't have it, I usually refer over. And I'll be like, you know, and I'll even give them directions to the shop, hand over phone numbers and stuff like that. Just because I know I'm helping out my customer, but I'm also helping out those other tackle shops that have the gear that I don't, and or locked in with the gear that they're looking for. So it's really why I also too, like I said, I stopped dealing with Facebook, just because there was so many people getting into it that, you know, you're trying to compete it with a flooded market. And, you know, having a tackle shop, you got overhead, and what that means is that I'm already in the negative because I've bought all this gear. 1, 2, I got workers. 3, light, rent, you know, phone, and many other things that go into opening a tackle shop. So my prices have to be a bit higher than what it was when I was working in my garage. Because when I was working in my garage, I had almost no overhead, and I could work 3 or 4 days a week, make enough money, and go fishing for 3 or 4 days. So it was great. But when I realized I hit the point that I could no longer survive in the garage because I was getting too big for it, is when I made the leap to get into an actual tackle shop. And when I did that leap, that's when the true brick wall came up, and I had to learn how to evolve, how to manipulate myself to be able to encompass all the different type of people that we were going to run into as customers. So now that we have done that and grew from that, then you have to encompass everything else, such as, you know, natural disasters, your hurricanes coming through, high winds, bad weather, even unforeseen things like the collapse of the oil field here in our city. You know, this was years ago, and it's still been this long that companies and families are still trying to recoup themselves from the major losses that they sustained during the oil field crash and during the hurricanes that have come through and just demolished towns all over Texas here, you know, and even the ones in Florida, and wherever hurricanes hit, it drowns out the economy because so many people are hurt and or took deep losses. So like I said, I learned that dealing in a environment where you don't have a lot of positivity, and Facebook was that. It was just so many people being so negative, so, you know, just you're doing it wrong, you're doing this. And you know what? However I fish is my way, and I'm going to teach those techniques to all those who are willing to try them out. And these techniques have been very, very efficient for us and have proved us to be able to catch fish when all others weren't catching fish or weren't catching any fish. So it kind of feels like an oxymoron there. I don't know why, but still, like I said, I don't know if this is a venting video or what it is, but I do want to say, like I said, a lot of people think, oh, you're in business, you're doing great. What they don't know is all the hidden walls that we have to climb over, or all the speed bumps that we hit, along with everything else that happens in our city and our town. Or, you know, it's so much adversities that hit us, you know, and keeping a level mind as a business owner, and still, you know, keeping your workers going and finding new businesses and new customers, and, you know, to keep them coming back is one of the hardest things to learn. when you're dealing with so much opposition. But I am here. My name is Albert Zertucci. I started all this out of one 3-cavity weight mold to pour 3 surf weights at one time. This was back in 2004 time frame. In 2006, I started selling to one of the major local taco shops here. And 2007, I started picking up the rest of the stores. In 2013, I actually opened up my first storefront. 2014, oil field crashed. So I moved to the back. I took a major move from a 6,000 square foot building down to it was about a 3,300 square foot building. And then finally, in 2017, I moved back up to the front. And so it's been, ever changing, ever evolving, and forever a roller coaster from hell. Or a roller coaster that, it's really truly hard to see when the next curve is coming, when the next up is going to go, when the next down is going to happen. So we always fly by the seat of our pants, and we're always looking to share the knowledge whenever we can with those that are willing to listen and learn. So for those that fish and or are doing something on their own and stuff like that, be sure to share the channel with them, because with here, like I said, we keep everything in a positive fashion. No cussing, cursing, or belittling of people I will allow on my channel. I don't like it. I'm sorry. Like I say, if you don't have something positive to say or in a constructive manner without cussing somebody out, then you really don't need to be on my channel. Like I said, I'll remove your comment in a heartbeat. I have no qualms about doing that. But at the same time, too, if you got some knowledge and you're willing to share, we are very open-minded to listening to everybody and to try things out. And as you can see, we test everything we can get our hands on, and we're willing to share it. So again, guys, this is Team Hard Life Captain Albert Zertucci. Welcome to the Hard Life, as we love it. I mean, we wouldn't have it any other way. Thank the man above for all the blessings he's bestowed upon us and everyone else. So all right, guys, y'all have a good one. Thank you very much.